Hey FAC family, thanks for joining me on this rainy day. It's actually perfect weather for this survival tip because it's all about home facials. So you know when it's rainy, you want to be cuddled up at home, maybe a little self-indulgent. Well, we put together these awesome facial kits, and I'm going to be showing you the mini facial infusion kit, and you can purchase this by itself or actually get it for free when you purchase a full-size build your own at-home kit. So let's open up this box and see what goodies we've got. It's like Christmas. So it comes with this cute little sachet. It has an enzyme mask, the facial infusion mask and powder actives to enhance the treatment mask, and then a whole bunch of little samples that you can use during the facial cleanser, finishing products. And then we've got this really cool mixing bowl for either mixing your mask, or you can use it for the sponges for cleansing. And then this kit has sponges for cleansing, that at-home dermaplane tool that I showed in the last tip, and different facial mask brushes so you can apply your mask, and a little spatula for mixing. So I'm gonna set all of these goodies up and show you how to do the at-home facial infusion kit. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I set everything up for our facial. Now I like to put a pillow in my lap with a towel over it because I'm used to doing treatments upside down, but you can kind of have this set up however you like. And then over here I set up the facial station. So I've got a bowl of water with the sponges, my Clarisonic cleansing brush, my dermaplane and tweezing tools, our little mini treatment masks here, mask applicator brushes, my spatula, mixing bowl, and I preheated a little wet towel in the microwave so we can remove a mask with that. And then I've got our finishing products here. So now that we've got that all set up, we're ready to start the facial. All right, so we're ready to start our facial. I have my very handsome model here, my hubby Cody. So thank you. And first we're gonna start by doing a little cleanse. So I've got our little sample packet of the chamomile cleanser. So we'll do a good cleanse with our Clarisonic brush. And this does a great job of removing surface debris from the skin, pollutants, you know, makeup if you're wearing makeup. So much better job than just manual cleansing alone. So I just kind of took a little bit of the cleanser in my hands, got them wet, and then we're kind of massaging that product into the skin. You want to make sure you kind of cover all the areas. And then we'll go ahead and go over it with the cleansing brush. I would suggest if you have makeup on to do a pre-cleanse with your hands first and then use the brush. So now that we've got that all over, I'm just going to wet my brush head. And then you want to let the brush do most of the work because the bristles are oscillating much faster than you can do by spinning the brush around. So you just want to let that brush do the work. We'll go a little more quickly just for video's sake. But you want to cover all those areas, make sure you're getting everything nice and clean. And then we can use our sponges to kind of clean off the excess cleanser. And now it would be time to kind of clean up the brows, do a little home dermaplane. So I'm just gonna trim his brows up a little bit and kind of dermaplane around his beard. So first we're gonna trim the eyebrows. Especially these crazy ones on the end here. And for men, you don't want to trim too close to the arch, making them too shaped, but just so they're not too wild. And then we'll tweeze out, you know, any stray hairs before we go in and dermaplane. See, he's used to this. And then we're gonna take our little dermaplaning tool and just do a nice light manual exfoliation. And I'm kind of getting around the brow area there. So this is sloughing off any of those loosened up dead skin cells from the surface. And if you were doing your entire face, you can go over it twice as well, just for a little extra exfoliation. But keep in mind, this is going to make all of your products penetrate more. So it's definitely beneficial in enhancing, you know, the effects of the facial as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna sponge off, you know, any of that dead skin cells from the surface. And then we're ready for our first mask, which is a cranberry enzyme mask with a little bit of lactic acid. So that's my first little jar here. So I'm going to use a little fan brush to apply that. And this has like a little tingling, but the enzymes help digest the dead skin cells, and then the lactic acid has brightening properties, and extra exfoliation helps stimulate collagen. So we're just going to put a thin layer of that all over. So I'm using like our wider fan brush here. You can see that came in the kit. And he'll definitely be feeling more tingling because we dermaplaned first. You doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to cover everything there. And this is like a firmer bristled brush, so you can still work it inside, you know, facial hair. So we want to make sure we get a nice even exfoliation. And then you can definitely take this down onto the neck and décolleté area. So we would leave this on about 7 to 10 minutes. And if you have a home little facial steamer, you can do that with the enzyme mask. That's really nice. And if you're feeling extra generous and you're doing this for, you know, family member or partner, you can give them a little massage, neck and shoulder massage, while that's sitting on. So for sake of the video, we're gonna pretend that 10 minutes just went past. So I prepped a little warm towel. So I just took a hand towel and ran it under the water, squeezed out the excess, and then I microwaved it for 30 seconds. So you've got, you know, your little hack for a hot towel without having to use a hot towel cabbie. So we're going to remove the mask with this. So just draping it over. I'm not covering up the nose or mouth with that. Kind of press it into the skin, and then you can remove the mask. Oh, it's looking gorgeous. And so once we have all of that mask off, then we can do our treatment mask. Our second mask, which for this kit is the facial infusion. And this is a really great leave-on treatment that has retinaldehyde, which is a vitamin A derivative that metabolizes under the skin. So it's not as aggressive as like a retinoic acid or what you would find in Retin A, but you get all the benefits of basically like a chemical peel without the downtime. So no peeling, no irritation. And then we have these great little powder actives that you can add into the facial infusion. And this has hyaluronic acid for hydration, willow herb, which is anti-inflammatory, beta-glucan, which has nutrients for the skin, and mandelic acid and niacinamide, which are both skin brighteners. So I took out my little facial infusion here. So you can see it's kind of like a dark orange color. And then our powder actives are already pre-mixed in this little cup. So I'm just going to drop this right inside. And then we're going to use our more narrow, firmer brush. I prepped this little bowl with a little water, so I'm just gonna wet that brush in the water, and then I'm just gonna mix this facial infusion and powder actives together. So you can do it with the brush, or the kit does come with a little spatula, so you can mix it with that if you like. So once I see that it's all mixed up, the powder's all incorporated inside, we're gonna apply a really thin layer over the entire face, and you'll see it's that really dark orange color. And that's the retinaldehyde. So we're gonna apply that everywhere, and then this is a leave-on treatment, so I'm gonna massage the product into the skin, and you'll know it's absorbed when you don't look like an Oompa Loompa anymore. So we're gonna keep massaging it in until it's all absorbed into the skin, and then ideally you're gonna leave this on either all day or overnight. And again, you can work it right inside that facial hair area and all the way down on the neck and décolleté. So you don't want a really heavy application of this because it would take forever to massage into the skin, and it's really just not necessary. If it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything for you. So we want all of this product to soak right into the skin. So now that we've got a nice even application, I'm actually going to use my little silicone bowl that I put water in just to wet my hands. And then I'm going to massage this into the skin until it's all absorbed. So occasionally I'll have to re-wet my hands because this product does get a little tacky as it starts absorbing. And it kind of gets a little mild tingling. Sometimes it's a little bit of that niacinamide, but it shouldn't be uncomfortable at all. Just lets you know it's working. So we're going to keep massaging this in until it's all absorbed. So you can see already his skin is starting to soak that product up. So you want to get everywhere, up in the hairline. And it's getting a little sticky, so I'm going to wet my hands again. And it always likes to gather in the little creases. So you want to work like around the nose and mouth really well. And once we get the product pretty much absorbed, then you can always clean off the edges with your little sponges just to make sure you don't have like a line around the perimeter of the face. So you can see it's really starting to soak in. It's getting a little tacky, so I'm just going to wet my hands again. And the water isn't changing the efficacy of the product, it's just helping that we're not pulling on the skin. And then sometimes doing a little what we call tapotement, which is just kind of tapping the product. That kind of helps open up the pores and absorb the product a little bit more. So it's looking less pumpkinish. So just keep massaging that in. It's almost done. And I'm not using a ton of pressure too, but just enough to really work in the product. So now that we've got most of that absorbed, I'm just going to take our little sponges in the clean water and just get the excess off around his hairline. It likes to gather kind of a little bit around the crease of the nose and mouth, so you can wipe off any of that buildup through there, and then we'll put on the finishing products. So I'm just going to get a little bit of our clean water here. Just get those little edges cleaned off. A little bit around the eyes. And sometimes I'll just kind of dab with the sponges just to get it a little moistened so I can rub the product in. Because we don't want to wipe it off. We just want to make sure that it's not leaving a ton of residue. So now that that's all absorbed, I'm going to use our little finishing product samples. So since it's daytime, I'm going to be doing our antioxidant moisturizer and sunblock. And then it also comes with a little sample of our ultra firming eye cream. So we're gonna put the eye cream on first. And there's plenty of product in these samples, so I'm just kind of cutting the corner off of these, and then I can reuse it for the next few days. So this has a really great eyeless and peptide complex that actually firms up the skin right away when you put it on. So you can even put it on the top eyelid and around that orbital bone. Great moisture, firming for puffiness. And then we're gonna do a little bit of the Ultra Benefits moisturizer. And this is a great, what I call like a broad spectrum antioxidant. So it helps both block both oxygen and nitrogen based free radicals. So you're getting an extra layer of protection to help fight those anti-aging, you know, fight the free radicals, which is the primary cause of premature aging. And then we'll finish that off with our sunblock. So I have the Daily Replenishing Sunblock. This is an SPF 30. It's chemical free, and it also has some antioxidants in there as well. And it's nice because it's not like a really white kind of pasty coverage for a chemical free sunblock. It's actually like a skin tone, you can see here. So I like to put the product in my hands, kind of spread it over my entire hands and then press it into the skin, and then you can spread out from there. You end up using way less product that way because again, all you need is a thin layer for it to be effective. Extra buildup is just wasting product for you. Make sure you cover the ears, that's important. And then we're finished. So that is the mini facial infusion kit that you saw today. So you can check out our website for more details about other kits we have to offer, or you can call our office at 949-709-4141 to get more information. And if you want to try this tip out at home, please make sure you share it on your social media. You can use the hashtag FACSIP survival tip. And after a week after this video, we'll be picking our favorite post, and that person will win a $100 gift card. So thanks so much for joining. I'll see you next time.